guys. Welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. No matter what, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And I hope everyone is having a wonderful Tuesday. Yes, I feel better. I've been working on a video for Patreon most of the morning. I got some new scents up on the website. We're going to be selling lots of candles. And what else? I'm having like the worst month ever on YouTube. So we're going to change that. But yeah, like I told you guys, I was going to be doing more uploads. And my uploads are going to go to Patreon, then members, and then general public. So if you're a member, you will get second dibs after Patreon. But I forgot how long it takes to fucking edit videos. My God. Especially like a 20-minute video. This is like an all-day event. So, but then this happened and I had to touch it. So here we are. But I'm finally able to eat today. So actually I started eating late last night. And that's it. I'm not drinking enough water though. I got to drink more water. Hey, Peggy. Thank you, Crystal. But yeah, so I added some scents on the website. There are some brand new scents. The whole spring collection, well, half the spring collection is up on the website. And I'm working with somebody for marketing. So big things are coming. And there is a sale right now. I think it's 10% off all winter scents, but I haven't officially done it yet. So it's showing on the website, but give me a day and I'll have it added. And I have new vessels in, just lots of good stuff. Lots of good stuff. I know I need more water. I know. Last night I thought about quitting chemo. I looked it all up. I was like, that's it. I still have eyebrows though. And eyelashes, but my eyebrows are fading. I noticed that today. But I don't really go out, so it really doesn't matter. But you can like look and still see them. So I'm like, that's all that matters. My hair, I had this huge knot in it. Oh my God. I was like, how the fuck am I ever getting this out? And I finally got it out, but clumps of my hair came out with it. I know it's 2 more to go, but I'm like, I might as well just fucking quit. I'm not doing this anymore. I can't stand it. I hate it. Hate it. My stomach's growling. All right. So let me just say, I was not even going to get involved in this at all. I personally have a theory. If you truly think someone is a narcissist, you don't speak of them. You just completely ignore them. You cut them off. But for some reason online, that doesn't seem to matter. For some reason online, people just think that the more you think someone's a narcissist, you should just talk about them and talk about them and talk about them. No. Whether it's online or real life, if you believe someone is that fucked up, you cut them the fuck off. You give them zero attention. So, as you guys know, Morbid fucked me pretty bad, and thought he like was doing something that he didn't do. Exactly, Mary Jane. The whole debacle has been fucking crazy. So I have a Patreon that has been with me for years. And even when she was off YouTube, she was still a Patreon for like 2 years. And she's been with me since either 2019 or 2020. I never tell people where they can go, where they shouldn't go, unless it's blatantly obvious. Like I side eye some people if I see them on panels of my haters. I'm going to side eye you a little. I'm not going to say anything, but I want to fucking side eye you a little. But normally if people get involved with people, I don't say anything. But now my Patreon and friend is all wrapped up in all this. And at first I stayed away from it. And I said, you know what? Let's go ahead and address this. And then so I wrote to Morbid. The whole world read that. And all because he's such an asshole. All right, whatever. I ignored it. Hey, Sammy. I ignored it. And it didn't matter, though, because now things are all wrapped up and everybody's getting blamed for this. And this one's teaming up with this. And I got to be honest with you. If you're fighting with someone longer than you were together, then you both have a fucking problem. He's not the only problem. May, you got a problem too. You are fighting with this man longer than you ever even spoke to him. You have no children with him. He was a brief fuck that you met on the internet. Why is this still going on 6 months fucking later? And why are there people getting collateral damaged in the process? This is one of my questions. Hey, Ashley, this is one of my questions for today. So, okay. Morbid has been exposed 1,000 times. 1,000 fucking times. There is nothing new on Morbid to get exposed. Vin Vader did an amazing job. Hey, Megan. Vin Vader did an amazing job of exposing Morbid to the highest extent. There's nothing more out there. But May, if you wanted to stop, then you cut him the fuck off. You should have cut it off instantly. Now, Ernie is calling, is fighting with Morbid. I'm fucking here for that tenfold. I said that to Nicolina yesterday. I said, Ernie's going after Morbid. I'm going to sit back and laugh my ass off because that's going to be funny as hell. So I got no problem with that one at all whatsoever. I'm here for it. Totally here for it. But what's happening is, and what I see personally, is there's so many fucking lies being spread from Morbid's people to the point, you know, I'm not in anybody's shit. Like, I don't see everything that goes on. I'm not in other people's discords, all this, you know, shit. So I'm sure there's stuff going on that I don't see. So if someone tells me something, I'm like, maybe, you know, maybe there are things that I don't really know what's going on. You know what I mean? So one of Morbid's people says to me today that because Notorious Ash had to dox me. Thank you, Ash. Go in your trunk for doxing me. But says to me today, oh, well, Allie, this is where Morbid's people lost all credibility to me. Right here. This one line. Well, Laura's going to find out that Allie gave Queen Bee her Discord. Okay, I know for an absolute fact that is complete bullshit. So when I hear that, I'm thinking to myself, you know what? You just made everything that Morbid is saying about what Allie's done completely non-credible. So when I hear that Allie is, you know, doxing this and doing that, okay, show me proof. I have yet to see 1 ounce of proof, not 1 ounce. And I've asked a lot of people for proof. Nothing, absolutely nothing. Then I heard, hey, Nettie, then I heard that Granny and Allie had a fight, but Granny had said that that Allie admitted to doxing Morbid. Well, Morbid's the king of doxing. So I'm sorry, but you're going to dox me, I'm going to dox you. So I listened to it, and it really wasn't what people perceive it as, but I can see why Granny took it the way she took it. Allie states, and I quote, and I'll play it, but Allie states, someone said, you doxed Morbid. And she said, I doxed Morbid? No, Morbid doxed Morbid. Something along those lines. And I understand that. But speaking of doxing, I gave you an example. Many years ago, back when we were little children, I doxed the fuck out of Notorious Ash's ex-boyfriend, I think. I didn't do it on purpose. I did it accidentally. I didn't realize it. And I apologize, but the damage was done. There was nothing I could do to change it. It was what it was. And I should have never looked him up in the first place. But she eventually forgave me. I apologize. She eventually forgave me. Now she just doxes me everywhere. But doxes can happen. Ex-husband. Okay. I knew it was somebody. I couldn't remember. It's been that long. We were just little children. So I sent her like 10% of my doxes is 100 screen. Yes, of him doxing. Ernieshell, I think, is building a harem. But hey, let him have it. So I'm just giving you guys a background on why I'm even discussing this, how I'm discussing this, what I'm discussing. But I also think there's a lot of collateral damage that is happening in all of this. This is not just about May versus Morbid, Ernie versus Morbid. There are people that are getting wrapped into this. I did dox her grass roof and her overgrown grass, but I did do her ex-husband. But I don't understand why there's so much collateral damage. This is what I have a hard time with. I have a hard time that so many people are being brought into this and getting hurt because of this bullshit between Morbid and May. Let's give a little background on Morbid and May. They met on the internet. He catfished her. She catfished him. They met in person. They fucked for a week. He decided that he wanted nothing to do with her. She freaked out. She didn't want to go out of the house with him. He wanted to do things with her. She didn't want to. And lo and behold, he kicked her out of her house. But he didn't kick her out so badly because he still paid for a cab. He just wanted content, in my opinion. That's the story between May and Morbid. This happened like in November, I believe. Maybe before November. He was hooked up with Clara. Clara and him had a fight. Morbid came back, needed content. When all this happened, May was embarrassed, rightfully so. And my relationship had nothing to do with this. Oh, it's all tied in together, though. It's all tied in. No, well, he catfished you. He believes you catfished him, is what I meant to say. I apologize. But he came back and he needed content. So he put May on this chopping block. Well, May got mad and was like, fuck you, and fought back, rightfully so. He then calls her on Christmas, leaves these weird fucking messages. Like crazy. Like the craziest shit I've ever seen. Like, why are you calling this girl on Christmas? It was bizarre. But they both keep it going like they're children. They both keep it going like teenagers. And I don't understand why now I understand why he can't be an adult, but I don't understand why she can't just move on. Why continue to talk about this piece of shit? No, no, Morbid did catfish her because he didn't like send her as a recent picture or nothing, which is kind of weird if you're going to meet somebody. But yeah, it seems like he even admitted that. So I know, I'm just saying that Morbid going after, I'm sorry, Ernie fighting with Morbid, it's nice to see men fighting with other men instead of the wusses in this community that fight with women. So it's kind of nice seeing men fight with men. Just saying. Yeah, but he has all old pictures, not new pictures. So, I agree, Marie. Because drama equals clicks and likes. I know, but it has now gotten way out of hand. Way out of hand. And again, there's a lot of collateral damage and a lot of people getting hurt. And a lot of people that are in this line of fire sticking up for people that they care about. You have Morbid's people that are sticking up for Morbid. You have May's people that are sticking up for May. Now let's add in another one. We have Beck in this. I didn't even know the channel that I saw before was Beck. Beck is also one of Morbid's ex-girlfriends. So you have all of these people. Thank you, Peggy. You have all of these people that are fighting for Morbid. Why? Why are all you fucking idiots fighting over Morbid? Because whether it's directly or indirectly, you're still fighting over Morbid. And I don't get it. I just don't get it. So I do want to hear the stuff. I got permission from Ernie to play his live from earlier. I know Granny and Allie had a fight. Allie is, this live is set up so she can have her piece and she can absolutely let out everything she needs to say without being attacked, without feeling like she can't. Because I'm speaking, Ernie, Granny, you're all welcome to take a link as well. You all know this story better than I do. One thing I'm not going to have, we're not going to have any fighting on panel. We're not going to butt heads on panel. Everybody's allowed to say their piece, and I will mediate if things get rough. But again, I do want to hear what Ernie said earlier, and I know there was an argument between there's an argument. Where you going, Megan? There's an argument between Grandma's watching. I'm going to call you Grandma's watching. Grandma's watching and Allie, and I did not see it. I don't know how Ernie got involved in all this. Your guess is as good as mine, Ash. I truly do not know. Hold on. I don't even know where it starts. All right. I watched Beck today too with Allie on there. Robin, pretty funny stuff. iPhone can't stand me in the least. Hey, Steph. Ernie is a hot tiger. Okay, if you say so. Ernie is a wacky. But he allowed me to play his stuff, so I'm going to sit back PCT went on Morbid and Ernie went up. That's how the battle began. Who's P? Oh, Tina? See, like, and that's the other thing. Tina and Rose, dude, that situation is fucking insane. Like, that's a situation I don't think I'd ever fucking touch. It is insane. I think they're both crazy. Crazy.
Yeah, this all adds up. Okay, I'll play it. Just drop it in back chat whenever you find it.
Yeah, hold on.
Okay, like this stuff is so old. This is not new. There isn't a person in this community that does not know about this stuff with Morbid. I hope you ask about tattoo. If I ask stuff, I'm ignored? What are you talking about, Powderpuff? Oh, I think they both are, Peggy.
1 second before you play anything. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, that's right, Peggy. How do you have buying memberships and you're not one yourself? Good point.
Second here, a second.
All right.
Just hold on 1 second. Watching locals. Do you guys know this person?
You're a monster, and you sent for a man who's done so. No.
Okay, so when you say house, I think what happened?
About social issues and political issues. I mean, are you guys involved in any of that stuff?
I'm not involved.
Are you guys really like strong up against?
Space Command.
I mean, are you guys like hard pressed about being called certain names?
Yes, May tattooed. May, I think, was learning tattooing and decided to tattoo Morbid's name on her arm, I think. But she did it herself. She didn't go somewhere and do it. Thanks, Rockabit.
Using certain languages. I'm just trying to understand everybody's thought process generation wise, because it's interesting, especially today, because I feel like we're lost. I mean, everybody's got to go in their
comments. What didn't he do that we didn't know about? We don't know what he's done. Didn't have his choice. This is the reasons his kids aren't coming to him. Kind of strange.
I mean, he was a troll. He was an edgelord. He was a dick, right? Like, out of
that was
that
a
whole
shock
thing,
jock.
You're gonna ask a mother if you could do her son in the butt, though, dude? A minor child? Who was a minor?
That wasn't a minor child.
Wasn't-
You're taking
I
it
was
out of
gonna
context. It was a bitch.
It's in the video. It's in
No.
the video.
It was
No.
the son was like in his
You denied
20s,
doing it.
and
You
the
said-
mom was like in her 40s.
Now you're saying you
She
did
was
it?
a MILF. Dude, I used to do
You're
Jim
saying you
Nam
did it?
show, and it was
Listen,
like a Howard Stern
I don't
show.
give a
So get your
shit.
facts straight. You know nothing.
Well,
I'm sorry.
I do know a lot of things, and I'm keep finding
Well,
out more.
clearly you do, because you lie about
What you do.
Was this
And he
sound
complained
like
about it and broke. We already had this
that
conversation.
is true.
and I'm okay with all that. I forgive you. Okay, I forgive you. So can we move
Right,
past
I'm
this?
not going to sit here and be abusing gaslit and everybody.
Is that Ernie's sound or their original sound?
Not say if you could pull the chat and everybody there. You've already seen all the videos, Granny, and he says he doesn't. What? You dismissed everything I said, Granny's watching. You dismissed everything I was trying to spread awareness about, and you shut it down by saying he was an edgelord and a dick.
So wait a minute. So tell me what this edge lord is. I kind of like the name Lord. What is an edge lord? Help me out here. Yeah, here in a
know.
second. Skippy, hey Skippy. Feet
never heard of
juice, so
Skippy.
she feels.
Talk.
Hold on a minute. Brandy J. Well, you hate my guts.
believe there is actual like pedophile behavior here, please report it. I'm not. I never said it was AI. Not once. Never said any of that. I stand by it. If this is pedo behavior and you,
But your friend did. Your friend did.
no, not my friend.
This grand Nicolina.
Okay, let me just say this. I was watching something last night. It was really, really late, like 5 o'clock in the morning. I did not even know this happened. A 23-year-old man killed himself on TikTok because 17-year-old trolls were coming after him. That's insane. Like, people really need to start watching what they say on the internet about people, bullying people, going after people. 23-year-old kid took his own life because he was afraid that everybody was going to believe these trolls. And these trolls, all they did was deflect. So even though you may think that someone can handle it, you don't know if they can. You truly don't know if they can handle it. So people, please, like, think of your words before you think it's just basic trolling.
I'm sorry, what? Who?
Nicolina came up and said it was AI.
Right, but I mean, Nicolina again is a YouTube acquaintance. You guys are pulling me into these like close-knit relationships that I don't have. I mean,
Okay, let me just say this. Let me say this. So, are you familiar with Morbid? You know him, right?
A little bit, yeah.
What would you say? How would you know him? How do you know him? Tell me.
Because I did there was the infamous break.
Can I speak to Grant watching for a sec?
Go ahead, Ben Bader.
Okay. Now, Granny's watching. I don't know you. Good to meet you. Now, basically, I know you've known Morbid for a very little bit of time. I want to just explain a little bit of his history to you. He's had about 6 different channels, different communities, where each time he's basically gone after all his mods, caused many, many problems. Now, I was a huge fan of Morbid's. I thought he was very, very talented at the time. And because I had a disagreement with him, because I made some money off of GoFundMe, I became a scammer, a rapist. I screwed my granddaughters. I don't know if you listened to the tape, basically him going off on me. Now, the tapes that I did tape of him, he was in an entitled parents group, which was Reddit. He had 150,000 subs. Roughly 80,000 were from 7 years old and up. I have children that even basically did statements on him that are like 7, 9, 10 years old that wanted him taken off.
What it sounds to me like, though, someone correct me if I'm wrong, it sounds to me, no offense to you, May, but it sounds to me like you jump from creator to creator to creator to try to out Morbid, who's already been outed 1,000 times, and anyone that will listen, you cry to. That's how we see it. And I know I speak for not just me, but I speak for many people out there, that it just seems like you will go to anybody who'll listen, even though this has been outed 1,500 times.
A year. Now, Morbid has a problem. If you disagree with him, he will go after you. Now, you seem like a nice lady. I'm not going to argue with you. Now, just be very, very, very careful, because the problem with Morbid is he'll lie about everything. Now, the FBI calls. The FBI calls was done by a lady in Canada who had no idea what the video was, threatening.
Obviously, I'm not a sympathizer of it. I don't support it. I just don't support it being used as simply YouTube content. Call the correct people with it. Is that so hard to understand? Is that so bad of an opinion to hold?
Where did he go?
I don't know, but I don't know. Like, am I really saying the wrong thing here? Listen,
Well,
this stuff
no,
is
no, no, no.
disgusting.
You're
Turn
saying
it in
exactly
for
the right thing.
investigators.
You're saying exactly the right thing. You
That's
really
it.
are.
That's all it is for me, Ernie. I don't support any of it. I don't like it. It's all disgusting. Let's turn it into
It's very
investigators.
disgusting. It's
Right,
very
that's it.
disgusting.
That's all I'm saying. So instead of like holding, 20 panels where we show the same clips and we talk about it, who's going to make the action to do something about it? That's all. And I said that to you yesterday. If you truly
And I did
believe
make
that
the
he is-
action. I did make the action to do
I
something about it.
appreciate that, and I look forward to the outcome. That's all
I
I
do
was
too.
saying to you yesterday. Is if you believe he is, then please turn it in. Do what you got to do with it. Absolutely.
Look, but here's the thing: what they're getting at.
And what they're getting at is you guys want me to attack Morbid and be anti-Morbid
No, I don't want you to do
and put
anything. I don't
myself in a
care.
position.
I don't want you to attack
Well, that's
nobody.
what May wants. That's exactly what May wants, because that's May's
But I do want
entire
you. But I do want you to. If you're wrong, say you're wrong.
Listen, I have plenty of supporters. I have a community that's been with me for damn well 3 years. This isn't damage control by any means. This is as genuine as it gets. I am a single mother of 2 kids. I don't sit on YouTube all day. I don't see all the streams you people see all day. May, you make me sick. You're a mother of 5 that went to meet a pedo, right? Like, you're the one that dated the guy, didn't you? Did you do any research before you flew across the country to go meet this man that you're?
Now, this part I did hear, and I got to be honest, I'm with her 100% on this. 100%. Because Granny's right. You're telling all of us not to speak to Morbid, but same thing with Beck, but you guys slept with him. You guys went across the country to fucking meet him. She came from a different country to meet him. So now that it didn't work out, all of a sudden it was, oh, he's so bad? Come on.
You're
But the thing about it is,
labeling a pedophile?
but
That's
here,
your
Granny,
responsibility, not mine.
most women fall into this category all the time,
Well,
and they're
that's
used
fine.
and abused, and
I'm
it's
not
not
dating
for
him.
us to judge them. It's not for us to judge them.
No, but you know what it is? If she's going to judge me for an online association with a YouTuber, when she actually flew out, tattooed the guy's name, and sit there and pass her judgment on me, she should have done her proper work.
Well, I plan on
Not
tattooing
me.
his name as well. I plan on
I'm not
tattooing
on
his
a
name as
personal
well.
level with this guy. Why do I have to get, you know what I mean? Why do I need to know all this shit about him? I'm not there. I have no connection to him. I'm not his friend. I'm not meeting him. There's nothing for me.
Okay, I understand that. I understand that. So you don't have his text number, you don't have his phone number, nothing like that, do you?
No.
You have nothing to do with him outside of social media. No.
Outside of social media, it's YouTube. That's it. And like I said, if this is all true, then yes, obviously I draw a very hard line. I don't support this type of shit. I also don't support.
Well, that's all
spreading
you
around.
have to do is publicly come out and say, "Hey, I don't support
As soon as
pedophilia."
you get your investigation shit done, absolutely. You tell me what it resolves in, and I will do that.
Well, I
What
mean,
I'm
I ain't
not
gonna have to.
okay
It'll be
with-
all over the news. If it's
Right.
anything, it'll be on the news.
That would be great if it's all over the news. What I'm not okay with is just labeling men pedos. And not only does it take away
No.
from the severity of it, but it is an easy allegation that is placed on plenty of men online every day out of revenge, and it's not okay. That's it.
Everybody, don't talk all at once. Don't talk all at once. Everybody, give everybody a chance. Keep going, Granny.
Yeah. One thing I did want to say to Granny, I don't want you to take up sides. All I'm trying to say to you basically is be very, very careful,
Thank
because
you. I will be.
he has gone after other people. And if you do disagree with him, he will contact you and dox you. And that is a given. He's done that to 6 different platforms that he's had that he's been taken down off of. And I don't want to see you get hurt. I don't know you, but I don't want to see anybody get hurt on you. Okay, so basically you do what you have to do. I'm not asking you to go after him, not asking you to believe me or believe this. Believe what you want. All I'm asking from you is just be safe.
Now, I do want to put this in a little bit of perspective, though, okay? And this goes for anybody. If you only really feel one side, okay, and you only know one side, you're going to help out your friends. If I had a Ben verified account and one of my friends felt like they were being railroaded and felt like that they were being abused, am I going to help them out? Absolutely, I'm going to help them out. So people need to realize that and stop blaming her and stop blaming Allie for helping out a friend, because that's not fair.
That's all.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Do you have
Sorry,
any emails with Morbid?
What's
I don't
that?
know if that's anybody's business.
Do you have any? Well, I'm asking. Do you have any emails with Morbid?
I might. I'd have to look.
Okay, that's all. It ain't nobody's business, but I'm just telling you.
It's
If
not.
it is that, and it does come out to be that, they trace all that out. You know that, right?
Well, what? I'm not doing anything weird, Ernie. They can trace wherever the fuck they want.
Nobody said you was, but
What do you
I
think?
did.
The guy, anybody who's had communication with him, if he's found guilty, they're all of a sudden guilty?
Why
I mean,
you
does
jumping
that
on me
matter?
for? Why you jumping
Can
on
I
me for?
That's the
interject
way you
really
said
quick?
it.
I listened to your friends online and what they did to me in your chat. You think I was
Yeah,
happy about
but
that
they're
shit?
not
No,
my
I was
friends,
not.
Ernie. They're not my friends, and I told you I'm
They're
sorry
your
that it
people and
happened,
they're
and
your
that's what
fucking
it's
mods. They're your fucking
My
mods
what
that you
mods?
have
What
modded. You
mods?
have some of the most cruel, vile people in your chat that fucking support you. That's
What
what I'm getting
mods?
at. I don't have anything
You
against you
which mods
personally.
were
I don't have
filed
anything
against
against
you?
you personally, but you will be, but you are named. You are being named in a lot of shit. I don't know you.
Okay.
I don't
Can
know
you
these
tell
other
me which
people
mods?
and don't care.
Okay. All
And
right.
that's the fact.
Can
Now,
I
I
interject?
appreciate you. I like what you're doing. I like when you was respectful to me while I was on panel. But the moment I was off panel, you was bullshit. And I don't
I
give a
was
damn
still
how you look at
respectful
it
to
like that. You was bullshit. You
I wasn't.
changed completely for
I
your
disagree.
fucking fake ass agenda, and that
I
was
disagree.
bullshit. Now, I agree. I agree that was bullshit. That's all I'm gonna say. We can agree to disagree on that. But I
I think
watched it.
when
I've
you
got the
got off
clips of it.
panel,
I've got the
Ernie,
clips of it. I've got the clips of it. I've got what you said. I know what you said.
was
You
it said
supported
about
him
you?
even after that.
Was it
So
said about you? Because when you got off panel, a whole different guy came up talking about a whole different sector.
Okay. Could you someone do me a favor? Could you try to? I'm trying to figure if this is the right tape, but could someone play the tape I just put in the link into the?
Or they weren't until now. Morbid has them out there, and our home address and whatever. But
I hate
I
Queen
hearing
think,
that,
Scottish, I'm
Ellie,
going to
and
bring
I
that up in a minute. I'll bring that up in
yeah,
a second. Do
but
not
I
bring
the
it up
one
in
thing
chat.
I want to say about these tapes is that yes, I would love to see him criminally held responsible
Mhm.
for what he's done. It is, and it's not. I do not believe that you are down with creepy shit for
I'm
kids,
not.
Granny.
And
And
I've
I know
asked you several
that.
times, Ellie.
And
I've asked you several times. Can you please email me proof of what you're saying?
and
It's that
I am.
simple.
And let me also state, and I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. Allie is just the sub. She's not a creator. Allie should have never been doxxed. We learned this a long time ago. I don't know when the goalpost got moved, but Allie's not a creator. No sub should be doxxed and used as damage collateral, whatever way you want to call it. It's just not right. And again, I don't know when the goalpost got moved, but it needs to get moved back. It's true. Goalposts are always moving.
Well, if you can email me the proof, I have your bag. I just haven't seen anything.
Yeah. Okay. So I have emailed you, and I just need you to understand that. So I emailed you. I don't know if the one with the files were too big, if they went through or not, because I don't see it in my sent. But then I emailed you and just wanted a response because it is all of my personal information and it is all pictures of my kids. And
Yeah,
he
that's
is,
not okay.
you know, like, so I want to make sure, like, I want to believe the best in you, but here's what let me just get this out really quick. I think what the point is that, and what you might not be seeing is that when you go on his panel, when he's saying this stuff about other people, and when you defend him, people, because of the fact that you're credible, right? And people trust you, you are giving all the legitimacy to him and making people just not want to look. And that's the problem is that year after year, and this, listen, Granny, it could be any streamer, any credible streamer, right? And so I don't want to blame you for it. I guess what I'm saying is that until you have the facts, could you please just not defend it? Just, you know, if you don't want to get involved, stay out of it. And I mean that in the most respectful way.
There are certain things that I'm always going to defend, and I did not defend him doxing or going after you, just like I don't defend the fact that May is doxing his people either. I mean, isn't that how Laugh at Life even came out? Her information came out about being a pedo sympathizer because May doxed her. Nobody would have known that without that.
Yeah,
right?
she threatened to come to May's house in the chat over and over again and doxed May in the chat, and May got mad and doxed her. And May has said, I mean, I don't want to speak for May and the doxing stuff. I don't like doxing.
Well, how do you want
I'm
people
being
to
called
be
a
angry
doxer,
about
whatever.
doxing? How do you want people to be angry that you guys are being doxed if you're doxing? Is my whole stand.
I'm not doxing though, but I'm not doxing.
Okay,
so that's
but
the thing.
When May doxed Laugh at Life's information, May then found out that she is the pedo sympathizer, right? And wasn't until the public
she said it on the panel. No, she said it. Nobody knew that. Laugh at Life was Morbid's mod. So that's what I'm saying. Like she
was May's mod, right? She was that.
No, she was May's mod until that came out, and then she was no longer May's mod.
Okay.
So that's the thing. It's just muddying the waters, and I'm not. So I'm Allie, and I don't dox.
Allie has not doxed Morbid's people. I don't know where this shit came from. Like, just because someone says it doesn't make it true. Always, Peggy. Like, I don't know where this all came from, that Allie was, I don't know if May's spreading lies. I just don't know where it came from.
What May does is her.
And I'm Ernie, and I don't dox, and what Morbid does is him.
Right. So if what Morbid does is him, then what I'm asking you.
Okay, listen to me. I know you guys are going to hate me for this. Don't hate me. Doxing means it's gone public. Doxing doesn't mean somebody's fucking with you and you behind the scenes find out who they are. That's not doxing. Doxing is I randomly look up Rockabit, and then who's not bothering me, doesn't do anything to hurt me. I just randomly look up Rockabit and out their information. I looked up Notorious Ash's ex-husband and I doxed him. Not intentional, but I doxed him. That was straight up doxing. The man's got nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with me at all. But if someone is fucking with you and you look them up to find out who they are, that's not doxing. You're entitled. Now that's different. Blasting it all over the place, that's different.
You, Granny, is that if you say that he's already been investigated by the FBI and you say things like that, and that the tapes were shown to be clipped together or whatever, you're giving him, you're defending him. You're defending, you're saying, and regardless if he's a pedo or not, but RDA is not the only one who has the videos. Vin Vader's Vin Vader, he's not RDA. He has videos.
I'm just saying
there's a ton of other channels. So that's all the things that Morbid does to dismiss this are
videos,
like it or not, they're coming out of your mouth.
Can I
and that's what's dangerous. That's what's dangerous.
Watch you, please. Okay, Granny. Now listen, on my videos, basically it shows that it's right straight from YouTube. It shows that his stream, basically, it shows the title of the stream and shows the stream as it's going.
Right. But what do you want me to do with that? Send it into the police, and if they find that he's a pedophile.
Plus, it's showing the stream straight up. The reason I'm saying be very, very careful. 2 cam girls were attacked because their information was given out. Plus, he sent them.
And Whiskey Girl, although I agree with you 150%, if you look at numbers alone, that's what people want. People want the shit shows. The people that don't are a very small, far and few between. And as much as that sucks, it's true. You can see by who's got the biggest numbers and who's making like the most super chats for keeping up this facade of the biggest shit show, the better. I wish it wasn't like that, but that's what's happening. And unfortunately, everybody else is getting caught in a crossfire.
Things like wrenches and things like this to their homes. He contacts family members, ex-husbands. He goes into people's real life stories. He contacts jobs, things like that. He really goes bad. And I just want you to be very, very, very protective of yourself.
Thank you.
All I'm saying. And as far as my stuff's concerned, nothing was ever edited, and that's my word on my children's lives.
Well, it can be proven. I mean, it's easy to prove.
I would
that
never.
they're not. Yeah.
I don't need damage control over here. I mean, with utmost respect, this is not damage control. It's just not.
Lights light up when they talk. There's no way that I can do that. Have them basically light up when their speeches are being done. Plus the conversations you're having are conversations I wouldn't even have.
Right.
Basically.
Yeah, it's true.
But anyways, listen. I've got some other tapes here that I wanted to get played.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you having me up, Ernie. I was just saying.
Hold up.
Listen,
Hold up. I want to say
yesterday.
my piece. I want to say my
Okay.
piece. It ain't fair. I don't get to say that. I got a question to ask you.
Okay.
Do you, everybody mute out. Do you have friends that are on the RSO?
No.
You do not have friends of no sort that you associate yourself with that's on the RSO. Okay.
No. No, and what you're referring to is Jax. I see that your friend Lee Scottish is also tying
Well,
me
I've got
into
6
Jax.
different emails from 6 different people. That's what I was asking about.
Well, 6 emails, 6 people. You know.
So who is
by
Jax? Who is this
2
person?
o'clock. Jax is just from the same little sector of YouTube I'm from. I don't have any real ties to his friends up there. Brad, me, please.
I never.
Okay, let me also say this, and I'm going to drop some links. But let me also say this. Hey, Grain, is that I heard myself some of the shit that Morbid has done. Okay, I have heard it with my own ears. But people have to remember that Morbid may be in jail if it was a different scenario, but I don't think it was that. But a true narcissist like Morbid is going to feed off of the power they get in speaking to a child. And I know a lot of people may not understand that, but they absolutely get some kind of satisfaction of a power trip in speaking to someone young, someone who doesn't understand, someone who's less than them, someone that will look at them in like an authority figure. So that is why a true narcissist may not be a P, but they speak to children and they have this power when they speak to children, the same way they speak to women, because they think women will adore them. So I think on YouTube, that kind of gets lost, or maybe a lot of people don't know that, or a lot of people don't understand that. But yes, would Morbid be in jail if some of this stuff was in the right context? It probably would be. But I don't think he was doing it for that reason. I just believe that he's doing it, and I've always said this, because it gives him power. Hey, German lady, it makes him feel important to talk to people like that. Now, I can tell you, I grew up in Howard Stern days. Howard Stern was not a shock jock like these guys. These guys think shock jock means we're going to talk down to people. Howard Stern didn't do that. You know, I haven't listened to him, the guy, in years, but he wasn't like that. You know, and off camera, he was the sweetest guy ever. That's why he lasted all those years. So when people say, oh, he's a shock jock, he's nothing like Howard Stern. Howard Stern wasn't annoying. Howard Stern wasn't a narcissist. Howard Stern wasn't, you know, cursing or speaking to little children. you know, he was his own character, and nobody could ever replace him, especially back in the 80s. So I just want to point that out. Okay.
Have participated with you on panel. In fact, when I joined her panel, I asked her to stop talking about you, and she did until you went on Morbid's panel.
Right. Okay.
She's never talked about you with me. Never,
Right.
not once. I asked her not to because I respect you.
Right, but you support.
You're making me a fool. You're making me a fool right now for respecting you.
Let Aaron say something. Let Aaron say something. Let Aaron say
feels
something.
like it.
Hey, can I say something? Can I say something seriously? Like,
But what I'm saying is Howard Stern was never caught in conspiracies. He went home to his wife every single day. He never cheated on his wife. I think at the very end he did, but he never cheated on his wife. He was a nice Jewish boy from Long Island or Queens, like who just happened to come into radio with a new niche that took everyone by storm. But he went home to his wife. He was a wonderful father. He never had any major conspiracies going on about him. He was a good guy. That's the difference. You know, he was a character and everybody knew it was a character. A lot of these other people that try to emulate him are assholes all the time. And Howard Stern wasn't an asshole at all.
Like, look, I started my YouTube journey for one reason, and that was to get awareness out there about the problem of pedophilia. What's going on here is people are throwing in distractions to distract us from what our main mission and our main goal is. And is that our main goal is what here? To talk shit about other people, to bring people out like this, or to put an end to fucking pedophilia. What's the point of us doing this? Right. What are we fighting for? Are we fighting to put people on blast, or are we fighting to fucking protect children? That's all I got to say, Ernie. Like for real, people need to get their shit together. People need to get their shit together and literally see what the problem is. The problem is not who Morbid is and what he's doing. The problem is that this is a distraction from keeping children fucking safe and protected. That's the fucking problem.
Yeah.
Thank you
for having me up.
Now, Granny watching, thank you for coming up. Good to meet you. Anyways, I will send you some videos if you don't mind, and go from there. Anyways, you take care and thank you.
Send them to the police.
Thank you, Van. Thank you for coming up and thank you for sharing.
Yeah, I still play, but
and my email, if you can get to my email, let me put it up here real fast. If you can get my email and you can.
Okay, so that's what happened on Ernie's. Again, I don't know why any of this is being brought up. It's the same shit. Morbid hasn't done anything new in a long time. This is all old shit. This is like bringing up Ernie's old shit. What is the point? Well, I don't even get the point. But it's YouTube and people like to bring up old shit. But there's also a lot of stuff being said. There's a lot of lies being spread. So I'm going to now give people a chance to speak their piece. All right, Allie, I just put the link in Discord. I think Morbid's vile and disgusting. But I'm not going to hurt. I'm not going to not speak to Granny's watching because she hasn't seen Morbid for the piece of shit that he is yet. I'm not going to blame her for that because I didn't see it either at first. You know what I mean? But I don't know why May keeps this going. And I've asked Allie that multiple times. Why keep this going? Why'd you delete Discord? Why would you delete Discord? Hey, just a mom, better today than I was. Peggy, you trying to get her over here too? Oh, she's an Ernie fan. That's right. I forgot. Bitch, you better reconnect Discord.
I will.
Keep up with all these private combos. That's why I made. I told her, I said, bitch, you better become a Patreon because I cannot keep up these private conversations and talk to you and family and real life friends. No, you need to become a Patreon and get the fuck back in there. So
Yeah.
I'm telling you the exact same thing. So
I'll reload it.
So what is, tell me your side, because here you have total freedom. Nobody's going to attack you. What is going on?
I appreciate it. So, so to start from the beginning, with I guess the biggest issue that I've had from jump was with when it comes to Morbid was the stuff that he does to, so, you know, I know the kid stuff videos, whatever, but it's what he does to people in general, to people that are in his chat, to people that he, you know, doesn't like, that he feels might tell the truth about him from his past or whatever, and the manipulation and lies and, you know, trying to, you know, he will dox the crap out of you and go real life on you and make you scared and try to chase you off the internet. And I had supported him, and then he said a couple things that were just blatant lies. They were just the exact opposite of what he had said before when he was going over the May stuff. And because at first,
hold on one second.
Okay.
Let's back up 1 second. Did you stop liking Morbid because of the stuff with May? Or
well,
did you not even really know Morbid until the stuff with May?
So it was, well, I knew Morbid, you know, both a little before, like when he came into the whole Krama stuff. So May was, I knew Morbid when May was in the chat as a mod or whatever, when they were dating, when I didn't know they were dating. And then when May and Morbid split up, I believed everything he said at first. But then there were just inconsistencies, and he would say one thing and then say another, and I just started picking up on the fact that he will say kind of anything that makes the story sound good for him, no matter what it is. And that there was this mom, all of a sudden I'm seeing this, you know, this mom on the internet who, you know, who is like crying. She's in this crying video, and I participated in like making fun of it too. And then, you know, hearing that like she has a chronic illness or whatever, and a chronic autoimmune issue, and I have a kid that has that too, and I have autoimmune issues, whatever, from mold stuff, whatever, Lord knows all this. And all of a sudden I started thinking, oh my God, like, could that happen to one of my girls? And then I went over to May's, and she kept showing receipts, like all the text messages, like this whole narrative out there about May that Morbid put out is all bullshit. All of it is bullshit. Like, it's just all way over exaggerated. He'll take like 1% truth and then use 99% lies. And it just was so cruel. And then he's doxing her and doxing her kids, but it's all funny to everybody that was in his chat. And then he went live one night and did a doxing live, and he's saying, like, you know, calling out other creators' names. He even like called out your name, like, we need to rise up against this and fight back at these people, like making it seem like May was this big army when she's not. I mean, she started a YouTube channel to fight back at this. Morbid said that the reason that he ever exposed that video about May was because she doxed him on that guy Alex's panel. Even that's bullshit. She said, you know, she talked about him in not, you know, she talked about whatever that he, I don't know, she shaded him and talked shit on him, but she didn't dox him at that point. She hadn't doxed him yet at that point. And then, you know, these other characters get brought in, and Morbid reveals that actually he had been texting with Beck for 2 days, the last 2 days while May was there. And, oh, sorry. And so anyways, just all of it was just really mean and not true. So
Let me ask you this. Would you agree with me that she is as fucked up as he is and they both keep this shit going for no reason? She should have ended this a long time ago. Okay, he's a piece of shit. Okay, Doxter, ignore him. But she has built her channel, and now I think she's afraid that if she doesn't talk about him, that she's not going to have anything left. But she doesn't realize she's bringing people down in the process, because now she's got people that side with her. She's got people that stick up for her. She's got people that believe her and that, you know, want to side with her. So she's bringing all of these other people, even if it's only like 40 people, she's bringing 40 people down with her for him to go after them. And she's bringing all this collateral damage with her. And that's not fair. And she's allowing this collateral damage to happen over and over and over. And she doesn't see that she's worse than he is now, because at least he stays on his own panel. She doesn't. She's going everywhere that can fucking anyone will listen to the same shit that's already been known and said 1,000 times. And I just don't grasp what she's doing or why she's doing it. She is obsessed with Morbid 100%. And I think she's obsessed with the drama. And, you know, that's her thing. More power to her. But when I see her bringing my friends down with her, then I got a problem. And that's what I see with her. And I understand that, you know, you're a grown woman. You can support whoever you want. But I feel like she's brought you into this, and she's just bringing you down with her. And if she wants to be a dick and she wants to go after Morbid and she wants to be obsessed with Morbid, great. Then let her do it alone. Stop bringing, like, now you're being doxxed, your husband's being doxxed. You're not even a creator. You're a panelist. I mean, you're a subscriber. You shouldn't have been brought into all of this. And her knowing Morbid, she should know Morbid's gonna have people in her Discord. Morbid's gonna know what's going on in her Discord if she's not leaking it. So it's frustrating to me that I'm seeing all of this collateral damage and people blaming you for being her. And, you know, I feel like she's involved in this. Like, she's telling people something. She is, you know, running her mouth to people. Oh, well, I got this info, or I got that info, or I got this info. Or, you know, even I know Morbid, and I know that if all of a sudden I got a bunch of new people trying to get into my Discord, yeah, one of them is probably someone I'm fighting with. So it just sucks to hear all this collateral damage because she's an asshole. I'm sorry. She's she is fucking obsessed with him, and she's as bad as he is.
So I think that the portion that is missing here is that so when she came out and all the stuff, whatever, with Morbid, and then people started coming to her about things that Morbid has done to them and things that, so I think, and then, you know, Vin Vader has the videos, whatever. And then it's been kind of from the very beginning, just kind of like a constant bombardment. And so, you know, like he's calling her 172 times a night and all this. And, but in the midst of it, there's people reaching out to her like constantly, talking about, this happened to me from this guy, this happened to me from this guy. And I think what drives her, and I know I get what you're saying, because from an outside perspective, you know, people only know what they see and hear. But I do think that at the heart of her is what she's feeling is like, okay, this guy keeps getting away with hurting people and attacking people and running people off. And look at his history. For the past 8 years, he's been able to, you know, cause all of this chaos and hurt so many people and like expose kids to whatever. And he constantly gets away with it because every time it's like he does all this stuff, he gets exposed, and then he doesn't have any friends left. So he leaves, but then he comes back and he kind of rebrands a little bit. He gains support, and then he just goes back to the same old shit that he did before. And he lets people kind of go down with him. So whoever are his mods at the time, they get thrown under the bus. Whoever he's dating, any creators that stand up for him, they end up looking like assholes. And then anybody who speaks against him, they're just called a troll. You know, everybody's lumped in with RDA. It's like RDA has 500 members, you know, according to Morbid. And so I think what really has driven her is that, okay, well, he just won't stop. And he is a creep. I mean, he's an absolute creep. Mm-hmm. And he, you know, I think it's just very hard for anybody to, like I said, from the beginning, she has been bombarded, and she started out with literally the internet hating her, calling her a slut, saying that she has no custody of her kids and whatever, and all of these things. And I will tell you, like, I know the person, I don't want to say her name, but I know the person, like I am familiar with her children and her day-to-day life, and the fact that she does have narcolepsy, but she is a mom. She does have her kids. She has joint custody with the dads, which is perfectly healthy and normal. But her health condition absolutely does impact her life. She does fall asleep on stream all the time, and that's why I have access to the StreamYard. So I don't want to speak for her, but
hold on.
Okay.
I just have to interrupt this.
Okay.
Because a couple things I want to ask you, I want to straighten out more,
okay,
which is more important. But everything that you know about her is more info than you should know. Because I don't care if she has narcolepsy. I don't, you know, anything that he has said about her, she should have just ignored. She should have just been like, whatever.
Right.
You know, one thing, you fight with him and for a minute, you go back and forth with him for a little while. Once that Christmas call came, she should have cut him off instantly.
Yeah.
Like, she's not going to like change the world. She's the last of a long line of people that have already exposed him, that have already called him out, that have already been through this with him. Like, there is nothing that she's exposing that's new to anybody. And like, as Granny's Watching said, she's the one that fucked him. None of us did. She's the one that flew halfway across the country to have sex with him. She's the one that did all that. Same thing with Beck. So to hear, you know, them making all of these accusations about how horrible he is and how he's that. Really? Because you fucked with him. You You're the one that flew halfway across the country to sleep with him. Nobody else did. So for her to spend all this time, you know, I don't know if she's in love with him by this point. I don't know. I do understand where you guys are all at. And I understand you guys are, you know, trying to support her and help her. And, you know, he's an asshole and this and that. But it would have taken her 5 minutes of research before she went out there to find out who he was. And so for her to make an excuse that she didn't know who he was, or yes, you did. You are going to travel halfway across the country and not look someone up? Come on now. Of course you're going to fucking look them up. And if you didn't look them up, you're a fucking whack job because you got 5 kids. So you would think that you would want to know you were safe. So I don't believe that she didn't look him up or she knew nothing about him. I just don't. I think it's her excuse. But my one question for you is, because I've seen it in chat a couple of times, you guys shared an email or shared StreamYards? What's that about?
Okay, so the whole StreamYard thing, I don't stream, right? So I don't need a StreamYard, but I have access to the StreamYard because she does have narcolepsy. I mean, he put this out there and he, you know, people make a joke of it or whatever. So it just is what it is. And so it's kind of hard not to, like, you know, I care about her and I respect her. So I'm not saying that to put her on blast. I'm saying that because it's the truth. And so when she'll be on stream, like, she'll be streaming and then she'll, you know, other people will come up on panel and she's not on panel, but then she falls asleep. So then, since doxing started happening, if she falls asleep and anybody from Morbid side realizes that she's not on panel for a period of time, then doxing comes into the chat. And if nobody's paying, you know, if nobody shuts it down, so I have the StreamYard so that I can go in and click end. Okay. Why that became controversial is because I guess it's controversial if people want to make it controversial, right?
So you have administrative control. Yeah, so you have administrative control.
Or was it just me that lost my sound?
I hear you.
Laura, I'm gonna have to drop down and drop back off. I forgot to turn my alarms off and now I have no sound. I'll be right back.
All right. We can hear her. I don't know. That was weird. She doesn't just pass out, say, I'll be back, and then leaves her mods to deal with her live. But Queen Bee does it all the time, and it works for her. So I think it just depends on your subs. She heard about him before she went. I agree. Timeout. I think she did too. I absolutely think she did. I don't believe that, you know, she never bothered to look him up. I'm not buying that at all. I know it's a QB model of a panel. Works for her. What interview? Georgia, what interview? Morbid's an asshole. Plain and simple. But that's why I don't fuck with him. And I'll give you an example. May should learn from this. So I could have gone live and bashed Morbid for days about what he did. I fucking ignored it. I don't think he's mentioned it since. Because once he knew that he couldn't get anything out of me, he didn't get a rise out of me. I didn't say a word about it. I think I mentioned him like once and just ignored it, told my piece, and that was it. He never mentioned it. What's he going to do? If nobody's going back with him and he's not getting the rise out of you that he wants, He doesn't care. Oh, I don't care. I'll ignore him. He mentions me, but I don't fuck with him. Johnny, I don't care if he mentions me. I can't stand him. I will never give him the attention that he craves. No matter what he says about me, docs, it doesn't matter. I will never give him the attention that he needs. She didn't learn from her mistakes. The funniest thing I ever heard from Ernie, I know, right, niece? Funniest thing I ever heard from Ernie was he said the other day on Granny's panel that he never did drugs. Really? You never did drugs? Okay.
Sorry about that.
So, Ernie. My eyes must be deceiving. All right, go on.
Where was I at? Sorry.
Hold on. Morbid, I don't
Okay.
care. I pay you no mind. Literally pay you no mind. I don't give a fuck what you say or what you do. You cannot even be a fucking adult. I got nothing for you. So talk away. Thank you. Because you will get zero attention from me. All right, go on.
Okay. So we were talking about the stuff with as far as May. So I just wanted to kind of, just say that it's, I think, again, Morbid he's been doing this for a long time. He knows how to just create chaos. He's a very good manipulator and an even better liar. And people that truly support him really do support him. And he makes jokes about fuck receipts and we don't need receipts and whatever, but he makes some pretty bold claims without receipts. And so what I was saying before is that I went over to May's and it just kind of broke my heart, because she's showing like all of these, even from, like I said, from day one with the video, all of the text messages between them. When you see them all, it paints a very different story. And then when you see the time, the actual timestamps of everything, it paints a different story. The fact that Beck was texting Morbid and encouraging him to call the cops on her. The fact that he did call the cops on her, like he literally started videoing her, and she starts crying, and then he calls the cops on her. There's no like 8 hours between it. So it's just, all of it is very muddy and absolutely intended to humiliate her and tear her down. And the stuff about the kids. I mean, I just recently having, him going live and having Granny on panel, and I, let me put this out there. So when I went over to May's, I watched from the bushes for a little while, and then I reached out to her and I told her that, I truly felt for her, but that you, Perplex, means a lot to me, and that I support Granny's Watching, and that the stuff that she's heard about Granny's Watching just isn't true. Granny's Watching is not a cancer scammer, and that I think that Morbid absolutely stoked the flames for May to be emotional, and for that live to go down the way it did when May was on Granny's panel, and that it was unfortunate, and that if I don't want to be anywhere where Granny's Watching is being bashed, and that I just won't be anywhere that Perplexed is being bashed, but that so I asked her not to speak ill on Granny, and she has respected that all the way until Granny was on Morbid's panel that night, when Morbid was saying all of those things about me and calling me hook nose and a felon and all this stuff. And I guess from what I've gathered since then is that I'm going to assume that perhaps Granny might have just thought that since I started being over in May's, maybe she just assumes that if I'm in May's, that May's still talking shit on her and that I am too. And that's just not the case. And that maybe that's why, you know, when Morbid put out the call to the trauma community to help him to come and show up for that live to support him in taking down his whatever he called us, that's why, you know, she stayed up there, even though, you know, he's calling me hook nose and all this different stuff. And I didn't, you know, I know that optics matter, right? So I went over to her watching Lil Cal's channel and left a comment for her just to tell her, like, hey, this is actually what's going on. And he's been doxing my whole family and doxing my daughters who are not out there on social media. Besides my husband's personal Instagram, he posts photos of his daughters, and that's what's been used, plus all of our names and our home address and all of that. And supposedly a record that says that I'm a felon and beat a cop, and which is just great, and that I'm a druggie and whatever. And so she asked me to show her the receipts. And then I had an old email for her. So I went into the Granny's Watching chat, and I went in under an alt, because if I go in under my name, or at that time, at least, if I went in any chat under my name, I was going to be doxxed. So I wasn't coming in your chat. I didn't want to bring that shit to you, but obviously May's chat and a couple others, I would, as soon as I would say anything, I would be doxxed. So that's why I went in under an alt, and I didn't want somebody showing up in green mentioning this stuff, because I don't want to like create a public, I don't want to bring light to it to make Granny look bad or draw attention to the situation. So so I said a comment about something because I needed her most recent email, and she put back in the chat, Allie, I told you to send me blah, 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 blah. So that had me like, dude, I'm in here under an alt, not to be a troll. I'm in here under an alt because I don't want like Morbid and his people to start fucking doxing me in your chat, because I don't have a wrench in there. But whatever. So, and I sent her a few emails. The one with all the screenshots, I'm not sure. I don't, it's not in my sent folder. So it's probable that the files were just too big and it just is like out there in the ether. But then she had said a couple things in regards to Morbid since then that made me, I just wanted to make sure that she actually wanted receipts, you know, before I send stuff that has all my family's docs in it.
Okay.
And that's,
so let me ask you this. Who doxed who first? Did your family get doxed and then you look people up on Been Verified?
Okay, so let me clear up this Been Verified thing. So I've had a Been Verified count for years and years and years. You know, for if I hire a tutor, anything. It's not for doxing. Yeah, so I've had a Been Verified account for years. So that the night that Morbid went live and he, you know, showed May's address on the screen or whatever, and like doxed her kids and all that stuff, that night in chat, Laugh at Life was in chat, dropping her different parts of her address in chat and telling her, May, I'm coming for you. I only live 4 hours away from you. So
all right, hold on one second, Allie. I just want to clear something up in chat. Okay. First, let me just clear this up in chat. So what Peggy said, Peggy's basing that on, it's really a matter of opinion. There are videos out there to prove that Granny was lying about cancer. Many people that watched it in real time said she just made an honest error and that she wasn't scamming any cancer. She wasn't, being a cancer scammer. As someone who's in chemo right now for cancer, I take this pretty hard because having cancer sucks balls, and so does chemo. So I just want to clear it up. It's a matter of perspective of what you believe, but Peggy is not crazy. She's not making anything up. There are videos out there that believe that Granny was lying. Granny, and like I said, if you watched it in real time, you could have a different perspective. But I just, Peggy isn't throwing something out there that's, never been heard before, or throwing something out there like to be an asshole. Lots of people do believe that Granny was scamming. So she just put it out there. So I just want to clear that up and, just.
And I defended Granny just because I supported her and whatever, whatever. I just wanted to be fucking supportive. I don't know. I wasn't there, but I just took her word for it because whatever. I supported her. But the been verified thing. So with the whole Laugh at Life thing, so May was making reports when these things were happening to her, and you can't file a report on somebody, first of all, if you don't know what state they're in, and second of all, you have to have their name. So I gave her access to been verified, and so she looked up the person's name and their details, and it made her pissed off. And she, the next live that she had, she doxed the shit out of her. I don't control her. She's since apologized to me for doing that, and for showing the screen, because I did give her access to my been verified account, and I never said that I didn't. Do I have been verified to dox? No. Do I look YouTube people up? No. Like for what? But it happened.
Hold that thought. Okay. Megan, I just said that. I said those of us who saw it in real time believe that she just made a mistake. That is exactly what I just said. All right, go on.
Yeah. So, and May apologized to me, and like I said, I do speak with her regularly, and I know the person. So, it felt it. And she's new. And like I said, now that I know what it's like to be bombarded with somebody who's doxing you and dropping your husband's name and, hinting at fucking with his, your family's livelihood and that kind of stuff, it's very jarring. And then at the same time to have people with channels coming out and talking about you like they know who you are, and who you are is fucking terrible. To hear out of Morbid's mouth, I don't deserve freedom. I don't deserve to have access to my children. That kind of, it's just jarring, and it takes time to process. I reached out to you on my struggles with, kind of how I was processing this, and you sent an email on my behalf, and I just want to put it out there that I am so sorry, because I know what you're going through, and it just sucks. It just sucks. And I never wanted to drag you into this. It's now it's out there, so we're dealing with it. But just so everybody knows, I love Laura Perplexed, and I have so much respect for her, and she has given me such good advice with this stuff. And I would have just nuked YouTube in general. I would have just nuked everything otherwise. So, yeah.
Yeah, but understand, it's not you. I personally believe that Morbid could be an adult. I really thought, somebody said this earlier.
You had more faith in him than I did.
Thought that, all the shit going on with May and you, and he'd be like, it's all bullshit. And I figured that if I went to him in a mature way, look, you know what I'm going through, Morbid. Can you just do me this favor and just back off of her? In my wildest dreams, did I never, ever think that he would respond the way he did in my wildest dreams. I really, truly thought that he could be an adult.
Because you've known him for years and you've stuck up for him when he needed you.
I really thought he could be an adult. I really thought he would read the letter and be like, all right, I'll do this for her, you know, kind of thing. I'll back off of Allie for her. I absolutely thought he could do that.
Yeah.
The fact that he couldn't, where he took it to, is something that I would have never. I mean, I can gamble. You could have told me that if he would have done that, I'd win $1 million. I'd be like, there's no way. Even for $1 million, there's no way he would do something like that. Like, I just don't think he would do that to me. And the fact that he did it blew my mind. I couldn't have predicted that in a million fucking years.
Yep.
So,
and that's, yeah. So I think it's, so speaking to that, it is because he's very good at making himself, you know, you feel for him sometimes because he will make himself seem very human and very relatable first. He will victimize himself first and then bring the whole crowd along to victimize other people, to attack others. And then everybody who's attacking with him thinks that it is a worthy cause because he has been harmed. When the facts are, and I want to say this clearly, the facts, there are receipts, and if people want them, at least one of his moderators has my personal email address. Okay, the facts are that you are being lied to, you are being manipulated. When he is done with you, he will absolutely do to you what he is doing to me, what he has done to Laura, what he is doing to save Robbie, whose husband, I think, just had a heart attack or something. Okay, take people, yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes. Yep. And that's the thing, is it's always about the show. So everything in his world is about the show. And what I did do, okay, is the unique situation that I'm in is the fact that I live very close to him and my husband's from even closer to him, right? The same time frame, same years, we're similar aged. So I happen to know more than the average bear. And so, you know, I can confirm things and I can put it out there when, you know, maybe somebody's claiming to have had a very successful business and puts out that, you know, the business address, and that's not what it is. Am I guilty of that? Yeah. Is that kind? No, it's not. And, you know, I probably should have just,
Let me ask you a question. You knew this about Morbid. May knows this about Morbid. Explain to me why you keep it going. Knowing that he's going to do these things, why keep it going?
Well, here's the thing. If Morbid would leave me the fuck alone, I would absolutely just, because of the fact that I can't take my family down with me for YouTube. It's like I got way too much to lose. I don't want to have to, you know, I don't want to file reports. I don't want to have to spend money to, you know, to stop it.
Okay, this is my advice to you. Hold on. This is my advice to you. You tell May you are done. You will not get involved in their nightmare anymore. You will still be her friend if you choose to be a friend, but your family is now at risk and you've done nothing but except try to be a good friend to her. And it's only gotten you in trouble. And since she's not stopping and she's continuing, my advice to you is walk away, because the only person, Morbid is the type of person, he's not going to stop. He's not, Morbid is like Natasha Cooper. Like, they have to win. And a true narcissist is like that. And she's fighting. If she's not a narcissist, well, she's fighting with a narcissist, and he's not going to stop until he wins. He's not, that's just that's how you really know a narcissist from a non-narcissist.
Right.
A true narcissist will never walk away. A true narcissist will make sure they win, and at any cost. And it doesn't matter what that cost is, they're going to win. And that is Morbid. And that is why she needs to stop. But her collateral damage that she's making in the process, I understand you want to support her, but I would support her from afar. Do not give her any information. Do not, if she wants to keep it going, let her keep it going by herself, because the only person that this is going to hurt in the end is you. And
yes, and her and I have had this conversation. And so what I'm sharing with you now about, like, this was all in the beginning. Like she had been verified out there with Laugh, and then the discussions of Morbid and me saying, oh, okay, well, my kids actually tutored in that plaza, and no, that's actually not, like, that was never that company or whatever. And then so for the past few weeks, especially like this past week or so, I have kind of gone between, do I just not be on YouTube at all, or do I try to clear these things up with these other outside people when it comes to Allie, when it comes to me?
You ignore it, walk away. You ignore it and walk away. But when I say ignore it, you don't give them, oh, let me just get off YouTube. No, fuck that. You're not, don't go anywhere, because some trolls that you're never going to meet have your info. I mean, shit, people can look me up in 2 seconds, know where I live. Besides CPS calls that have happened in the past, but and nobody's, hounding at my door, and nobody is knocking down my door or bothering my children or looking my kids up on social media, knock on wood. But nobody's really doing that, as many haters as I have. So I think people just want to kind of scare a little. Oh, I have your info. I'll do this, or, I'm going to do that. Okay, they have your info. What are you going to do with it? You can show up at my house, I'll fucking shoot you. You're going to, call my husband's job, but he's going to laugh at you. So, you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like if she wants to continue this fight with him, let her continue it, but don't get wrapped up. If people want to talk shit about you, they're going to realize once you ignore and walk away that you're no fun to talk about. That going after you, they'll find someone else.
Yeah.
They will. They'll find someone else. Just like, I'll give you a good example. Crystal takes more shit than any mod I think I've ever had. And
I know.
She doesn't address most of it. Most of it, she just fucking ignores it. Like, whatever. She'll may say something privately, but for the most part, she ignores it. And it ends at that. It ends right there, because she's not jumping on panels. She's not screaming and crying, oh my God, they did this. She's like, what an asshole. And and that's what I'm saying. And it doesn't mean she doesn't support me. It just means that, A, she's not going to fight my battles, but B, if they're going after her, she's just a sub, and she'll just laugh at them like, come on, that's all you got from me? And there are rumors about her. We've heard some crazy rumors, and I sit here and combat them and straighten them out. We just laugh at them. Like, okay, that's a good one. You know, we're waiting to hear something that's true. But yeah, there's some crazy shit. Just like the one that was in, where was it? Ernie's before or whoever, and said that you gave our Discord to Queen Bee. That is the biggest fucking lie I've ever heard. And I don't even have to question that. Like, I wouldn't even question you about it because I know it's not true. But these are the same people that are running around saying shit about you. So my point is, they're not worth, just ignore them. Like, you don't need to straighten that out. You don't need to worry about that. You know what? Say whatever you want. It doesn't fucking matter. Morbid's people are Morbid's people. They're never going to change. They live and breathe what Morbid says. They think Morbid's, you know, their idol. Okay. May has the same type of people, plain and simple. May's got people that stick up for her. Morbid's got people that stick up for him. I have people that stick up for me. It is what it is. It's never going to change. But when innocent people start being dragged into shit because you did stick up for her, because remember, Morbid's whole goal is to make sure that nobody sticks up for me. That's Morbid's whole goal. So Morbid's going to take out anybody that he thinks is helping me.
It's just so sick to me, though. Like, I just, as a mom, like, I just can't. That's the thing, is like, you know, just to see this, like, you know I'm not that much older than her, but like, I have daughters. That's not about me, but just to see, like, you know, grown women my age and older just fucking clinging to it and just tearing her down with repeating the shit that he's saying. And it's like he literally sounds sexually charged when he's fucking saying the nastiest things. And it just makes me want to throw up, and it makes me want to fight. And I know, like, it's not, he's not going to change. There's nothing, you know, knocking on the door, but nobody's home. And I know that.
May, because you're never going to win. That's why. It's not cowering down. It's being an adult. That's what you got to remember. Everybody thinks if I ignore them, it's cowering down to them. No, it's being an adult. It's being bigger than them, because they can never do that. That's where this mentality, I don't ignore people because I'm scared of them. I don't ignore people because, you know, I'm cowering down to them. I ignore them because they're not worth my time. I ignore them because they're beneath me. That's why I ignore them. You ignore it even when people run their mouth and talk shit about me. Okay. There's a lot of people that do that. I don't cower down by ignoring them. I ignore them because I'm better than them. And it doesn't matter what they say, because I don't give any of their words credit. I don't give any of their words any merit, because they're beneath me. So that's ignoring people. And I don't care what they say. That's what you need to remember. And Sauces Rex, if I had to guess, I would say you're in your 20s, maybe early 30s. Am I correct? Welcome to your demise. No, it's true. Okay. As far as the as far as the been verified, Allie was a friend to May. Plain and simple. Allie was just being a friend. And people need to stop blaming her for being a friend and helping somebody out, like she just explained, that was hurting her friend. Plain and simple.
Yeah, and for Morbid's people, like, come on, if you support Morbid, you support somebody who's doxed more people than probably anybody in existence on YouTube. He doxes everyone. I mean, it's not a secret, and he might tell you when he's on a stream with, I don't know, somebody respectable that he is against doxing. But if you support him, you were in there that night that he posted her address and her kids' names. And I think every stream he says that he's texting with her children's dads and giving them evidence to take her kids away. What is that? So it's selective outrage. And I'm not here to say that I'm perfect and I'm free of mistakes. I'm not. And I'm certainly not, I'm not a victim of May's. I'm a grown woman, and I saw a girl that I saw a girl that I felt like needed somebody, and that's my own fucking ego. Let's keep it real. That's my ego saying, I'm going to support her and I'm going to stand up for her. That's my ego that I need to put in check, because I can't, who am I? But I just, I don't know. Like, I have teenagers and all this shit on social media. It scares the fuck out of me. Like, eventually my kid's going to turn 18. Am I still allowed to keep her off social media? I don't, I just hate that this stuff goes on, and I hate that it just shocks me when people are in, trauma is supposed to be part of true crime. And like, Laura needs receipts for everything. I've known her for a long time, but don't think that she just believes me. Mm-mm. If I tell her something, she's not going to say shit, or if it's outrageous, she's not going to believe it until I show her receipts. And I feel that same way. Like, okay, you can say it, but yeah.
Even when Granny said that you just admitted to what you admitted, I was like, all right, give me the receipt. So she's like, so she sends me the video. I said, no, I need a timestamp. I'm not listening to all this. Get me a timestamp. So yeah, I'm all about receipts. May take a link though. There's a couple things I want to say to you. I hate speaking to chat.
And then one last thing, I was on, so I went on that Beck panel, and Beck said that she didn't, that she never called me a felon and all that. So I did, because I deleted the Discord, I texted to you. I did text you the clip of her coming up on panel and calling me a felon, just so you know.
Okay, May doesn't want to come up on panel. Okay, so let me state this to chat. May, you are never going to fucking win with Morbid. You are not putting out anything that every single person out here doesn't know already. You are bringing collateral damage down with you. You are hurting good people. You are getting people that should not be in this. And I understand why you think that you're doing the righteous thing. You are obsessed with Morbid, fucking obsessed. And you're just as bad as he is. You are putting subs at risk. You are running to people like Ernieshell. You might want to do a little history. You might want to do a little background and find out who Ernie is before go running to him. This has been going on for like 6 months already. You are no better than Morbid. No better. Be done with it. Be done before it escalates somewhere that you can't be done. Be done with it before something major happens. Like, seriously, because something major is going to happen. Whether you realize it or not, the people that you're fucking with are not good people all around. And you have people that are sticking up for you and because they like you, and that's perfectly fine. But they're going to get hurt. They're the ones that are going to get screwed over in all of this. And it doesn't matter who blames who started this, who started that. Morbid will not stop until he wins. And I don't know why You don't get that. No, I'm not being weird, May. This is not being weird. You continuing to fight with a man who you've spent 1 week with and still fighting with him 6 months later. Now that's fucking weird. Like, that's seriously weird. The fact that you claim you didn't look him up before you flew halfway across the country. Now that's weird. I mean, you want to talk about what's weird? That's weird. The fact that it's not all of us. This is how everybody sees it. You're the only one that doesn't see it like this, May. The only one. You're like addicted to this drama with Morbid, which is fine. Be addicted to it. Be addicted to it. But don't bring other people to get hurt in the process. And the minute that someone I'm fighting with goes after my friend is the minute I'm done fighting with them. That's the difference between you and I. If my people were getting doxxed because of Morbid, if I'm fighting with someone and they're about to get doxxed because I'm fighting with someone, guess who I'm no longer fighting with? I'm no longer fighting with them. You won, enjoy. You're not going to bring down my friends or my people that are only in this to stick up for me. They're only doing this to stick up for me. And the second that turns on them is the second I walk away. And that's the difference between me and you.
I want to just say that I think, the reason that there are many reasons why May has a lot of support, and in every community there's hate bonding, right? Mm-hmm. But I want to say clearly that I adore this person. I think, like, with graphics, and she's so talented, and she does, like, the people that do give her a chance that come into her channel, there's a reason that people are attracted to her. And she can talk about Bigfoot. She could talk about, a reality TV show. When May has the best numbers is when she's just spilling her thoughts, when she's just being herself. And she is a beautiful person. And again, it's just been a constant bombardment, and it's so hard. They say you can't see the forest through the trees, kind of thing. And I think that from an outside perspective, I worked in public relations. I know that optics matter. Mm-hmm. And I know that you're Laura, I know that you are giving the truth and what you see, the truth as you see it, and how, the feedback that you've gotten. But I just want to make sure to clarify, I love her, and there's a reason why I stood so hard for this girl. I don't give a shit about Morbid. I think he's a dickhead and a creep and whatever. But, I think she's a talented girl, and there's a reason that people are drawn to her, and that no matter what she's talking about, again, there's a reason that people are drawn to her. And, I just feel,
and
yeah.
I'm not saying she's a bad person. I don't know her. I don't
Right.
know her to say that she's a bad person.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, when it comes to Morbid, she will never win. And
Right.
once she gets that through her head, she'll be 10 times better off.
Right.
Because all this is doing is absolutely nothing. Nothing. It's not good for her. It's not good for her mental health. It's not good for anything. Look at Beck. she's no better now than she was fucking 2 years ago.
Right. Right.
You know, if you're still talking about us the same, I mean, Beck, I understand she was with him for like 2 years, but even when she went crazy on him, it was like, what are you doing? Like, okay.
Yeah, she keeps going back and forth too. So it's crazy making. And I don't see, yeah, no, I'm at a point where I don't know, like I don't know the Ernie gentleman who's exposing the stuff and what he's doing. But I woke up on, I went to bed Sunday night thinking, okay, I'm going to do this, and this and I'm going to just not go on YouTube. And then I am petty. So when I woke up on Monday morning and saw that Morbid had his ass handed to him by Ernie, yeah, it felt good a little bit. It did. And but at the end of the day, it just goes round and round and round and round. And I don't, there's no there's no end to it. And I want Morbid the fuck out of my life. I don't want him anywhere near my life. I don't even want him knowing that my kids exist, let alone posting, making alts with their photos. Like and I don't want anybody's feelings hurt. If you think I'm a felon, if you think I'm a doxer, if you think I'm cross-eyed, because I took a picture at an angle, whatever. Yeah, but I don't want like this weird lasting beef with Granny because, she said on that panel, do I think that was shitty? Yeah, because I'm her supporter. But it is what it is. But I felt like I just had nowhere to like get this out because, so I appreciate you, letting me come up and me speak for me.
But just remember,
yeah.
If May is really your friend, she will back the fuck off for you. She will make sure that you are not put in harm's way. This is what I keep trying to tell you. She's got no problem with the collateral damage that she's doing to you and others. And that's where I have a problem. Because again, if I'm fighting with someone and that person is going after Crystal, I'm going to stop fighting with them because Crystal doesn't need to be collateral damage. I learned this a long time ago. And as soon as somebody else gets involved is when you got to cut it off. And it frustrates me that May doesn't see this. And it frustrates me that May is sitting here arguing with me how Morbid this and Morbid that. And somebody, going on what Beck said and going on what the other one said, what May said, he's got a small dick anyway. So I don't understand what all these women are so fucking over the top in love with him for. I don't get it at all. And, someone just said in chat that I say Morbid's an asshole, but I'm saying people shouldn't go for him. Let me rephrase what I said. Morbid is a fucking asshole. Morbid is a narcissistic piece of shit, plain and simple. However, because he's a narcissistic piece of shit, people are drawn to him. And because he's a narcissistic piece of shit is why you ignore him. Plain and simple. Yeah. It's that simple. But Beck sucked his dick. Fucking May sucked his dick. So I don't think you guys should be running around telling everybody, having everybody fight your battles when you guys are the ones that fucking flew cross country to suck his dick. Don't put that on me. Don't put that on Granny. Don't put that on anybody. So, but the fact that, just like Morbid is bringing, is getting his subs involved. He don't give a shit either. He don't give
Oh,
a shit.
absolutely, he doesn't. I mean, the people in his Discord, I
But
just,
he
yeah,
doesn't either. May doesn't give a
yeah,
fuck either. You know, sometimes you have to sit back and really think for the greater good, not for yourself. And both Morbid and May think for themselves. They only care about themselves, and they don't care who else they hurt in the process. And that is where you need to take a stand. Like, look, I'm still your friend. I'm going to be your friend, but I will not put my family in danger with a piece of shit like Morbid that is going to can potentially hurt my family, that could potentially fuck with my family. You know, for lack of a better way to say it, let him fuck with your family, not mine. You know, and I hate to say it like that, but it's true. May wants to fuck with him, then let him fuck with May and her family. You don't need to be involved. Nobody else needs to be involved. Just like if May wants to go after him, then his mod shouldn't be involved. All of this back and forth doxing shouldn't be involved. None of this should be happening. None of it.
yeah.
It should just be ended. And one of them has to walk away, and neither one are going to walk away. So the people that support them are the ones that need to walk away and let them fucking kill each other if they want. It's not on you. It's not on his mods. You know, some people love the drama. I get that. But this needs to be between them and them only. And if his mods don't care, I know you care. I know your mods care, or her mods care. Let her fight this fucking battle. If she wants to keep it going, let her keep it going. Stay the fuck out of it. That is my best advice. This will never, ever, ever pan out the way she wants.
Right.
If she's looking for the whole YouTube to find out who he is, been there, done that. Everybody knows who he is. Some people watch him because they like his annoying fucking characters that he plays. It's honestly why I stopped watching him. You know, that laugh person. Oh my God, that's so fucking annoying.
So repetitive and just boring too. It just got so boring.
I agree. But that's what I'm saying. If she thinks, you know, there are people that still like that. How he talks about the glare still is beyond my comprehension. But he does. And Glare ignores him and doesn't pay him any mind. And eventually he moved on. Eventually, Morbid finally said, I'm not getting a reaction out of him. I'm done. I'm done. Finished.
Yeah. And I do want to put it out there that she absolutely her and I have recently had this conversation, and she absolutely has, just so you know, she has absolutely said that, you know, whatever I do, like, there's no so just so that we're clear that we have had that conversation about since he started, you know, coming for me, and that it's just kind of been a bombardment again and again and again, that that she understands that. Yeah. So I just want to make sure, because I do not want this to be like a whatever, F you May. That's not why I came up here. I care about her. I came up here because I just feel like I don't know how to get this to, like, I tried, you know, I went up on Beck's panel, and I don't know if you heard it, but I was just trying to, you know, speak whatever, here is the truth. This is what's going on. And if anybody is hurt or whatever, but it just doesn't ever work because, you know, if Beck doesn't want to hear the truth, then what can I do? You know? But you know, now it's like Granny's involved, and it's like this ball keeps rolling, and now it's bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And yeah. Am I making sense? Does that make sense? Like,
it is. But you know, someone just said something in chat that I understand where it's coming from, and I agree with it. This is a woman so obsessed that she has people prepared to take over for her when she falls asleep because she can't stop talking about her obsession. That's true. I agree with that. That's a fair statement. That's how fucking creepy it's gone.
I mean, I don't know, because that's, I mean, I guess if she has if it's a 12-hour live stream, if you're not a viewer, then people are just going to think that it's 12 hours of Morbid, right?
What does she have a 12-hour live stream about? She doesn't even have 5,000 create subs. What do you have a 12-hour live stream about?
Yeah,
think about it.
Yeah, I mean, when I'm in there, it's different. You know, it's different all the time. Whatever, if I'm on panel, depending on what I'm talking about. I mean, I don't. All kinds of shit. Different creators are coming in there, and different, you know, shit show, and all these different people that I don't know. So, you know, yeah, I don't even have an answer for what the different topics are. It's kind of like when Queen Bee first started doing open panels, somewhat. I'm not comparing the two, just so everybody knows, but you know, where it's just it just kind of evolves and the topic changes. If she's on there, then she's presenting, you know, morbid stuff or whatever, and then a guest comes on, and then whatever it is, whatever people want to talk about is kind of what it is. It's kind of like, I don't know, like people just kind of shooting the shit a lot of the times. So, yeah, I don't know.
But my point is, she's doing 12-hour live streams about Morbid. If I don't like someone, they're the last person I want to think about over and over and over. They're the last person I want to talk about over and over and over.
Yeah.
That's, you don't not like someone if all you want to do is talk about them. That means you actually like them. So, you know, for her to be like, oh, I want to out, no, she just wants to other people to feed with her obsession. I mean, I would guarantee her 12-hour lives, 10 of them are about Morbid. In those 10 hours, it's Morbid haters. It's people coming up about Morbid. It's this and that. It's weird.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people that have their own, whatever, their own situations and stories. And I mean, you know, like I said before, I think that I do think all of this was birthed out of you know, when people are coming to you and saying, oh, well, he did this to me. He did this to me. He did this to me. I don't think that, like, I don't know, maybe I'm naive, but I definitely do believe that Morbid filmed that video and put that out there to have content and to be an asshole, and to go after her. And as far as, you know, since people have been reaching out to her about what he's done, I do believe that there's, you know, like, I should speak out. Let's fight back against this. And I think that you get sometimes like so sighted in on what, here is this problem, this thing going on, that maybe we all lose sight. We all have the ability to kind of lose sight of the bigger picture and take a look back at, step back and look and say, okay, well, but where is the end? And certainly for me, that's something that I've had to now step back and face, because, you know, this person is Morbid, is, you know, fucking threatening to fuck with my real life. And yeah, then for me to look at it from that perspective, it's like, well, yeah, no, I don't like this person. I would just rather not even know that he exists at all. I mean, I think it's disgusting what is out there, but who am I? What the fuck can I do about it? you know? Yeah.
But that's the point. You have to,
Right.
one of them has to stop. You
Right.
can't, like, I don't even understand the end goal. I truly do not get what the end goal is. I don't know what she's expecting to get from it. I don't know what he's expecting to get from it. But I can assure you, while she is, I mean, knowing what I know of Morbid, while she's conjuring up all this stuff all day, every day, he's sitting there laughing his ass off. He's not doing any of that. He just comes on, pisses her off, and moves on. I think Morbid is extremely insecure, and he needs, you know, he'll drop her name or he'll do this. He's got all his mods doing all the shit for him. And she, yeah, neither one is going to get a trophy, but she just needs to understand that this isn't going to pan out well for her. This isn't, I mean, she's not all there to begin with. I mean, she fucking tattooed his name on her before she even met the guy. I mean, that's kind of fucked up. If someone came to me, if I met someone online and they fucking tattooed my name before I even met them, I would be done. That's a little too fucking creepy for me. Like, done.
Can I say one thing on that thing? Because I do want to interject there, because when I was saying about the love bombing and whatever, that's kind of what I went into the channel, and her going through the texts and him telling her he's, you know, going to be moving out there and they're so in love, and he's telling her to bring her tattoo stuff, and that she was bringing her tattoo stuff for her to tattoo both of their names on him. There's a ton of text there. So because he has used a lot of these things to make her sound crazy. And to me, it's like, he's such an asshole for that, because he wanted her to get the tattoo on herself by promising her that he was tattooing her name on him. And then she got there and that didn't happen. And then he used it against her. And that's dirty. It's dirty, because then it just makes her look crazy.
Okay, but she is a mother of 5. We are not talking about a 15-year-old. We are talking about a mother who is raising children, and she still did it. There is nothing that a man could tell me, even in my 30s, that would make me tattoo myself before I ever met them. And my head was fucked with by the best of them. And, you know, even to the point where we talked about if he got arrested, if he went to jail, I ain't fucking going to jail for you.
Right.
And he was like, you wouldn't? I said, fuck no. So he's like, then you don't love me. I said, well, yes, I do. I still wouldn't fucking go to jail for you. You fuck up, you're going to jail. So my point being, when you're in your 30s, I don't care how much someone love bombs you. You're a mother of 5. I don't care if you were a mother of 1. It makes no sense to me. There's nothing anybody can convince me that would make me tattoo myself, tattoo their name. I would think they're fucking crazy. Plain and simple. I would be like, no.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of is what it is, right? Oh, sorry.
That's a permanent tattoo. And I'm sorry, but I think that is fucking crazy. There's nothing that a man in your 30s should be able to convince you of that. Like, that's insane to me. That's absolutely bona fide. You are fucking batshit crazy. And the fact that you asked her is batshit crazy.
Right. So I guess that's kind of, so to kind of pull this all together is, I think what is so hard for for her and people who support her is that he kind of put all of her stuff out there, all the stuff negative on her out there on display, and it got picked up by, you know, bigger creators and discussed, and it's all really shitty for her, and a lot of it's bullshit, but then there are truths in there. But then, you know, she knows so much humiliating shit about him, but there's the one point of, you know, just societally, we're always tougher on the women. Women, we are always tougher on women. We just are. We could try and deny it, but women, we are tougher on women. And YouTube, especially in this community, there are more women, right? So I think it's that. And then there's the fact of her wanting to just like speak her piece and maybe maybe grow big enough to have a voice to combat it. I mean, again, I'm speaking for her, and I don't want to do that. And I guarantee you right now that she's hurting right now. And that is not why I came up here, because I care about her so much and I believe in her, and I want her to continue and use her talents. And because like I said, the biggest numbers she's ever had is when she's just, you know, shooting the shit. Because people are just drawn to her, you know.
Well,
but
hold on. Cats
yeah.
and kittens, I would put Travolta's ass with his lips right on my ass. Okay.
So yeah, I think that so I think, you know, I just, through all this, I just feel bad, like that, you know, like when there's like 100 people in a chat and there's all these women and calling her a shitty mother, and then they're going to take her kids away, and CPS and all of this stuff, and it's a new channel, and all of the doxing, being doxed and doxing, all of this is new to her, and she's like, she's learning on a public platform, already starting out with so many haters. Like, she has as many haters as a larger creator, but
no, but
so
I
don't know.
Get up for herself in the beginning, but it's 6 months later. It is they're fighting more than they were together. Once it hit the 1 month mark, it should have been done. 1 month mark should have been done. Once not a week, a year, niece. I was there for a year trying to meet Travolta. It gets to a point after she said her piece, and after she proved what a piece of shit he was, and that she was that's where it should have ended. That's where it should have been done. This has gone on way too long, and it's way too much. And again, as her friend, guide her away. But she already said she's never going to stop, that she's just going to keep going and keep going and keep going. She's never going to meet anyone else. She's never going to find happiness because she's too wrapped up in the drama of Morbid, who's not worth the corn in her fucking shit. But she doesn't see that.
Well, and I think that that's the thing, is that she is so much better than he is. And I do believe that. And so I just want to make sure that, like, I just want to make sure that that I'm highlighting that she is, like, you know, because she is a good person, and we all are guilty of doing crazy things in love, and you know, when you're doing,
even know him. She spent 1 week with him. That's not
love. Totally. No, it's not love. It's not love. You're totally
She's
right.
A mother.
Yeah, I mean,
your views
right.
of love from when you're 12 to when you're in your 30s with 5 kids. She didn't love him. She didn't
Yeah.
even fucking know him. She was with him for 2 weeks physically, and it was a fucking nightmare. For the 2 weeks was an absolute nightmare. She got bamboozled on the phone. Fucking suck it up and move on. Like, this is crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I wish I could fix this, because that's what my heart just wants to fix this and like make it not painful for her and make it not humiliating for her.
But she has she has done this to herself at this point. Everybody sided with her, including me. And I stopped fucking with him after what I saw. And I was like, you know what? You're a fucking asshole. Like, leave this girl alone. But then she took it to a level that she's now doing this to herself. She's now embarrassing herself and running all over the place, speaking for anybody, talking to anybody that will listen, even, finding new people. Like, the only person that's embarrassing her is herself, because what the people, so many of us that did side with her are now like, are you serious? Like, get over it. Time to be an adult, time to be a mom to your 5 children and realize, would I want my daughter going through this? Would I want, my son to be this type of man? Would I want this? How do I not allow this for my children? That's how she needs to look at it. I don't know how old her kids are, nor do I care. But that's how she needs to start looking at it, because your kids see what you have become. So if they see that you're this weak-minded, drama-filled person, well, what kind of kids are you going to raise? Your kids are going to be weak and drama-filled. But if they see a strong, independent woman that's not going to, succumb to some asshole, then that's who her kids are going to be. Her kids are going to be strong, and her son is never going to treat women like that. I would never allow a guy to treat me like that. My sons would never treat women like that. My daughter would never get treated bad by a guy. She's a grown woman. She's not a child. And she's bringing it here like a scorned 12-year-old. And anyone that felt bad for her in the beginning no longer feels bad for her, because she's fucking asking for it. And I don't get it. She was with the guy a week. Get over it. It was a fucking week. 10 days, whatever. And you were miserable. He made you cry. He called the cops on you. Why are you still talking about this guy? The guy calls the cops on me. Trust me, I ain't ever fucking talking about him. I'm done. Done. You're going to fucking call the cops on me over some petty ass bullshit? Nah, fuck that. I've never had a guy call cops on me, ever. Because you know why? You want me to leave? See ya. I won't let the door hit me in the ass on the way out. Believe that.
Yeah.
One sign you tell me to leave, bye. Don't know where I'm going, but I'm out.
Yeah. Yeah. I like I said, this whole thing, it sucks. And it's spun so far out of control. And yeah, I don't know. I as far as, I wanted to come up here and give my, you know, just at least to straighten things out. I don't want to shit on her that was not my intention for coming up here.
Oh no,
Not at all.
And I'm not trying to either. But
Yeah.
honestly, sometimes reality just needs to be stated. And what I haven't heard is anyone state to her what I've been saying. And sometimes you just need to hear it. And I feel like, you know, again, I've listened to a lot of the different streams, and nobody has told her she's fucking crazy without, you know, putting her down. I'm not saying it to be an asshole. I'm saying it because someone needs to point out to her that this is never going to pan out the way she wants. She's expecting all of Morbid's followers to be like, oh, you know what? I see her point. I totally see her point. Fuck Morbid. We're all out. That's never going to happen, ever, in 1,000 million years. So if that's her end goal, she could just throw that right out the window because it's never going to happen. But again,
I think her goal is to get him, like, to take him down. But even from then, even if he's banned, he'll just be back. I mean, now knowing what I know, he knows how to get around this stuff, and he's
but if she,
he's,
all right,
so he's just always going to come back.
If she took him down, what is she going to talk about? What good is that going to do her? Did she change her phone number? Can he not still call her? Right. Can he not find out what good is taking him down going to do? Just tell me. Absolutely fucking nothing. Nothing. There's other platforms. He can talk about her. He can move right next door to her. Taking him down will do absolutely nothing. Yeah. It is just an excuse for her to talk about him. That's it. That's all it is. Has she changed her number? No, she has not. She has not changed her number from when she was dating him. Why? Because he still calls her. Right. And if you think he doesn't, you're wrong. And I'm sure she still calls him. They are addicted to each other, and they're both just as sick. And they both come online and they come act like they hate each other. And I guarantee they're fighting at home. I guarantee. And the fact that she didn't change her number speaks volumes, because I would have changed my number in 5 seconds. You're going to call me? No, bitch. I'm going to fucking block you. She doesn't have him blocked. She doesn't fucking change her number. She is just as toxic as he is. Him and Beck still talk. Exactly. So.
Yeah, that I do know.
And the fact that she's bringing collateral damage. She's not the one claiming stalker. No, she's claiming he's a stalker. But he's the one, he's calling her, leaving voicemails. They were disgusting. I heard it. Absolutely disgusting. And I was like, what the fuck? He is a controlling abuser. I agree. That's why you change a number. They should get married, Robin. Literally, they should get married. But again, if they work things out and they were to get back together, who's going to get hurt in the process? Every one of their subs. Everyone that she brought into this, everyone that he brought into this, that's who gets hurt. And it's sad that so many people don't see it. She was having them up on panels there to argue. She enjoys the chase and draw. Absolutely, she does. She will never meet someone else while she's still hooked on Morbid. All she's doing is destroying herself. She's not hurting Morbid. She's hurting herself. Plain and simple. So, but I have to go pick up my son.
All right.
And can you come get me? So she has all Morbid haters around it. Yeah, RDA crew, because they want somewhere to talk about Morbid. I get it. I totally get it. No guy wants
Yeah.
to inherit 5 kids. That's not true. I actually have a really good friend in Iowa who had 5 kids, and she met a new guy because her other guy was fucking psycho. But she met a new guy. They had a baby, and then they split up. She was 31 years old and with 6 kids from 3 different dads, and met a wonderful guy she's still with today. And
Yeah, May's gorgeous, and she'll yeah, she'll be absolutely fine with that. I think all of this is a learning curve, and it's being learned in public. And yeah, I wanted to come up here and just try to straighten out the, all the shit flying around, and that I can't, I don't have enough time in my life to combat all of this shit. So my white flag is up. If you think I'm a doxer, a felon, or whatever, go ahead, get it out of your streams. I'm done.
Exactly.
I just can't.
You can still just remember, you can still support her without getting involved in her nonsense. You can still be her friend. You can still be there for her. You can still, help her, talk to her, but do not let her drag you into her nonstop bullshit with Morbid. That's never going to go anywhere. It's never going to end. It's never going to go anywhere. And Simp Chimp is right. Let people think whatever they want. Stop giving them power. I absolutely agree with that.
Yeah, and that's definitely it. And I just can't anymore. And she absolutely, I put myself in. I brought myself to all of this. I signed up for all of it, and it's my responsibility. And yeah, and I love May, and I absolutely want her to, to move, to, grow and expand, and for people to see the person that I see. And that's it.
Let me address something in chat. Cats and kittens. Yes, I did go through this type of relationship, this cat and mouse drama for almost 16 years with my son's father. And then he died. And him dying was the best thing that could have happened, because there's no longer this cat and mouse chase. So I was there. I did go through it, but it was someone that I had a child with, and someone that was the someone I'll never love again the way I loved him, the love of my life. So I've definitely dealt with it, but it was a real relationship, and someone I had a child with, and someone I went through 6 years of court with. And we were addicted to the drama, but I'll tell you, he died 2 years ago. I still haven't been able to move on, because I was so used to that fucking back and forth. I was so used to the fighting. I was so used to the drama that even now, I mean, put cancer aside, but even now it's like, sometimes I miss the drama. I do. It sounds crazy, but it's true.
I'm going to hop down. Okay, Laura?
Yeah, I got to get
Thanks
off.
for having me up, sweetie. Okay, bye.
I love you. So, all right, but I do have to get off. I have to go get my son. But I'm working on a video tonight, but I will see beautiful people tomorrow. Yes, I feel better. Dayton did love him, niece. I loved him too. Me and Dayton were talking about that the other day. I'll never not love him. He'll always be the love of my life. But you got to move on. Plain and simple. So, all right. I'll see you beautiful people tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. I got to go get Dayton. I got to work on my video. Don't forget candles. You want to show me support. You want to help me pay my bills. You want to go to energycandles.com. You won't be disappointed. And I will see you guys later. Peace. And don't forget, 10% off. Subs Live matter. and I'll see you guys later. Peace.